You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jenn here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1473. For today's tip, I get together with my good friend Michell Barr to share some wet weather-inspired clever horse care hacks. And speaking of clever, let's talk probiotics for just a moment. Bluegrass Animal Products Equiotic Supplement is a live daily probiotic supplement for your horse. Equiotic is the only probiotic sourced from horses' good gut bacteria. This allows the good bacteria to survive in the GI tract. Clever, eh? Veterinarian developed and recommended, Equiotic is trusted by horse professionals to keep their horses feeling their best. From the top competition horses to backyard companions, Equiotic can help to keep your horse's sensitive GI tract feeling good. To learn more or to order, you can go to bluegrassanimalproducts.com. You can use the coupon code HRN for 15% off Equiotic packets and paste. That's 15% off by using the coupon code HRN at bluegrassanimalproducts.com. And by the way, more cleverness, Equiotic is also available at many retailers, including SmartPak and Chewy, but the coupon code HRN for 15% off is only available at bluegrassanimalproducts.com. And I would like to welcome back to the show again, Rightlead Equestrian Center in Louisiana, the chief cook and bottle washer, Michell Barr, is here with us. And I hear you've got a tip because thing that was inspired by the exceedingly wet weather that you folks have been having down there lately.
Yes. So necessity is the mother of invention in this case. It has been a abnormally wet winter for the second year in a row, and lots and lots of people here are fighting with abscesses. So I've got a tip for how to keep your horse's foot maybe a little more dry than you would normally this time of year.
Shoot, because everybody needs to hear this, because it doesn't matter where you live in the country. At some point during your year, the soil conditions create abscess-favorable conditions. So
right.
Go for it.
Right. So this was not my brainchild. I will give the credit where credit is due to our vet, Dr. French, a couple of years ago. It was wet, as it is here, and he says, we got to keep this horse dry. Well, hard to do. Dug out an abscess, soaked it, treated it, did everything we needed to do, wrapped it up with a diaper. Well, now what? So he went out to the truck, and he took an old fluid bag and cut the top off, flipped it over the foot, taped it down, and now we are waterproof.
Huh. So he didn't even, now, okay, first things first, where does one get an old IV bag, or for a new one for that matter?
Well, I guess I'm lucky because I'm just 10 minutes from LSU Vet School. And now that all the clinicians are up on what we do with them, they're very easy to get. They just save the fluid bags, and my vet brings them out on the truck, or I can go up to the university and ask for some bags, and they'll run down to ICU and grab a whole handful of them. Probably if you asked your vet just to save you some, the small animal vet may not have a large enough bag for you.
See, so PT Scooter could use the small animal size.
Yeah, the ponies obviously can get away with
little tiny
smaller ones.
Yeah.
But you might want to talk specifically to your equine vet about that.
So when you put the bag on, tell me the order of ingredients when you do this. What goes on first?
The order
and
of ingredients?
Yes. How's this go?
So what we do here, and of course everybody has their own preference and their own special secret recipe for what they do. We'll have it cut out and soak it in Epsom salt. Dry it off as best you can, because you're going to retain some moisture from your soaking process. And some people put some Epsom salt directly onto the area, the sole abscess that they've cut out. Some people don't. I know last time I wintered in Florida, I was told to mix up some bran and some salt. I'd never heard that before. I know our vet now likes us to squirt some iodine. Excuse me. She also has a product called Magna Paste that we've used. We put, whatever your preferred concoction is into the bottom of a diaper, just a regular, baby diaper, and put the diaper around the hoof, and then make a little duct tape square where it's sort of a lattice or a herringbone maybe weave on your duct tape square. You put a bunch of pieces down, and you put a bunch of pieces across. Slap that over the bottom of the diaper. Put your IV bag over all of this, and we just tape it down with some surgical tape or vet wrap. I like to use the vet wrap myself, or Elasticon, if you can get Elasticon from your large animal vet. And you're good for, depending on if they wear shoes. If they are shod, they're going to wear through that, obviously, a lot quicker than if they're barefoot. But I've got one standing up at the farm right now who's had his bag on since Monday morning, and today is Thursday. We're going to pull it off and have a look, re-soak it. And obviously you want to talk to your vet about how often they want you to soak it and what sort of treatment you want to do, because, of course, we know every situation is different.
Yeah. Well, half the battle, though, is keeping whatever you put on their foot and keeping Mother Nature out. That's half the battle.
Well, and when we were just using just the diapers and the duct tape, even if they're inside, it's just a losing battle.
Yeah.
You go back and replace the thing sometimes more than once a day. And if you're boarding and you have to pay someone to do that, this is an expensive endeavor. If you're not boarding, I mean, who, I guess maybe the independently wealthy people can just sit around and stare at their horse all day and jump to it and, rewrap their foot 3 times a day. But I don't know very many people in the horse world like that. They're off having a job and taking care of their home and their children and their dogs and everything else that has to be done. This treatment on this horse needs to stay there for at least 24 hours.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We've had great luck using these bags.
Cool. So this is one of those tips, folks. First, make a batch of cookies. And it's okay that if you go to the grocery store and get the cookies that you slice from the little roll, but make a fresh batch of cookies, deliver them to your vet, and then ask for some IV bags. That's how it works.
Yep. Exactly.
Absolutely. Cool. Okay. Well, I've got a related tip, and this is a really short and easy one.
Oh, good.
Most tack stores nowadays sell at least some farrier supplies, whether you use a local mom and pop tack shop or use an online tack shop. And a really handy thing to have around is a pad like you would put under a horseshoe. I prefer the leather one, but you can get the plastic ones. They come in a million different kinds and sizes and colors and shapes. But get an inexpensive one. The next time your farrier comes out, have your farrier cut it to the shape and size of your horse's foot or thereabouts. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the next time he rips his shoe off and he has to be walking around on various and sundry pokey surfaces like roads and rocks and this and that, and you want to protect the bottom of his foot, all you have to do is take that pad, slap it on the bottom of his foot, and tape the dickens out of it onto his foot. And and I've even used
really a good idea.
Yeah, I've even used that on horses who have to be barefoot for an extended period of time because of abscesses that are growing out or bruises. We can't put a shoe on. Right. And not all horses get along with hoof boots.
That's true.
I've had horses that the boot just doesn't work, but the tape-on pad did, and it was pretty handy. And what I did is at the quarters, about where you would see quarter clips on a horseshoe,
Right.
And then behind the widest part of their foot, on the back quarters, I cut little tiny notches out. So the first layer of tape that went on didn't have an edge to it. It had that little notch cut out. So I would X that first layer of tape on, and then the second layer of tape, it was add-ons. But I found that worked really well. Just buy a really inexpensive pad from a Horseshoe or Farrier supply store, or from your tack shop. You can get an inexpensive pad for about $3.50. They're not expensive.
Well, and they're probably reusable to a point.
Oh, you can reuse them forever for this. That thing will last you your lifetime.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, pretty handy.
It's just like sitting around in the tack room on a rainy day, just talking about stuff.
See what happens when horse people have spare time?
That's right.
There we go. Well, thank you again, Michelle, for stopping by and helping us out. Give folks your website address.
www.rightlead.com.
And thanks again to Bluegrass Animal Products. Bluegrass Animal Products Equiotic, the daily live probiotic supplement for all horses. Purchase today at bluegrassanimalproducts.com and use the coupon code HRN for 15% off Equiotic packets and paste. Well, there you have it. Horse Radio Network has thousands of engaging podcasts for horse people, and you can have them sent right to your phone. Just subscribe via your favorite podcast player. This is Coach Jenn, and I will be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.